Hi, good morning. Oh, I'm sorry. Good evening. Hi, Aditi. Thanks for joining. We'll wait for maybe a couple of minutes, maybe a minute, and then we will get started with today's session. And Just to introduce, I am Manisha. I am an engagement manager, a trained image consultant, practicing soft skill trainer, and I am also aspiring life coach. So I am currently doing my life coaching certification. Soon I'll be completing the certification, and I am then I'll be a certified life coach as well. So if you have not already seen or known about the journey that I have been through, you can go into my website manishabhattacharya.com, and then you can see the blog post, The Girl from Another World. So what led me to where I am today and perform different roles. On a personal front, I am married to my childhood sweetheart, my husband, and we have a 6-year-old son. So, getting on to it, we will. So today, I will be taking you through the aspects of managing time, how you can manage time, how you can effectively use time to make more out of the given 24 hours that everybody is having. Yeah. So what to expect from today's session? What you can expect is, I have already pinned. If you see, I have pinned what you're going to expect. I will be sharing tips with you by which you can manage times. I'll be sharing 3 tips. I'll be sharing a step by step method which you can follow so that you are able to utilize time in a better and in a more productive way. The third which I'll be sharing is the mindset. Very important. Even if you have followed the tips, even if you have followed the methods, but if you don't have a proper mindset, then it will be very difficult for you to understand, and then very difficult to execute these steps. Okay, so what not to expect from today's session? You will not, I'm sorry, I'll not be telling you why time management and what is time management, mainly because I'm sure you guys are aware of why time management is important. That is why you have come to the session. Apart from that, so let's begin with the tips of time management. Um, the first and the foremost tip of time management is respect time, and time will respect you back. If you don't respect time, if you misutilize time in non-productive work, then time will not respect you. Yeah, I'll tell you a story of mine. Way back in 2010, 2008 or 2010, in between sometime, when I was staying alone. I stayed for 6 years alone for my job, and that was the time when I had huge ample amount of free time. Hi Madhushri, hi Velu, thanks for joining. So basically you can see what is pinned, and that would be the session. I would be sharing some tips. I would be sharing 3 tips for effective time management. I would be sharing a step by step method of time management, and very important is the mindset. So do stay with me till the end of the session so that you understand the mindset. So I began with the first tip, that is respect time and time will respect you back. Very important to respect the time, utilize it in a productive and a proper way. So I was telling a story. The story goes like this. During way back in 2008 and 2009, when I was staying alone, I had ample amount of time with me. I had the worlds of time with me. I had nothing to do except for going to work, taking care of myself, and that's it. That was it. One fine afternoon, this was the story of most of the afternoons, Saturday afternoons or Saturday mornings. I got up, I used to get up I stayed very close to the Forum Mall. If you are from Bangalore, you know that the Forum Mall is one of the most happening mall, one of those, I mean, I'm talking about 2008, 2010. I was staying in stone throw away from Forum Mall. So just brush your teeth, do your daily stuff, and then you can go to the Forum Mall. So it was walkable distance. I used to go, reach there by around 10:15, 10:30, where half of the mall was not even open. And then trust you me guys, by the time when I used to come back, it was almost 2:30, 3 o'clock. I mean, I would not even realize how I had spent 5 to 6 hours, and what I did was absolutely nothing but just small shop hopping and doing window shopping. So this is how basically I would say I wasted my 6 important years of my life, which I would have, if I would have utilized in a way wherein I could have done much more thing way back in early 2008, 2009. So the bottom line is wasting time in consuming negative thoughts or negative news or negative content from television, from social media, from newspaper. That is something which we need to fix up. I'll tell you what I do for doing that. I have an app. If you are using iPhone, you also will know that there's an app called downsizing, or you can limit the amount of time that you're spending in social media. So for example, I have put a time cap of 2 hours. Hi Vishali, thanks for joining. So I have kept a time cap of 2 hours for each of my social media app. Basically it is 2 hours. So in a day, when I have finished watching for more than 2 hours, all my apps get automatically locked. Okay, so if I have to use it, I'll have to, hey Madhvi, thanks for joining. So I was just talking about the app, so which I use mainly in my mobile, which allows me to respect time. So that is basically the first step I was talking about: respect time, and time will respect you back. So that the time capping, the time constraining app which is there in iPhone, I'm sure there is something available for Android as well. It blocks all my app after 2 hours of time that I have spent. Yeah, so if I have to use it again, I will have to punch in my passcode and then see if it'll ask me different question, that if I want to use it for 5 minutes or 15 minutes or for the whole day. Yeah, so you can do many such things. So this is one of the thing. One more thing which I do is they give you a weekly report at the end of the week, how much is your utilization, how much time you have spent in different aspects, in different apps. For example, how much time you have been spending on browsing in Facebook or Insta, or in a music app, Netflix. So that is very important to take a stock of the situation at the end of the week. I basically keep my target of myself of at least 1% reduction of week on week. Yeah, so I was amazed, and when I first started this was around 5-6 months ago when I started using this app. And initially I used to spend around some 5 hours per app, if you will not believe, and it was like tremendous. That is when I started reducing from 5 hours to 2 hours. So that is one thing. And this is how you can actually respect time and spend it in a more productive and efficient way. So the next tip which I am going to talk about is eat that frog, or do not procrastinate. I am sure most of you must have read this book about Eat That Frog. If not, I would put a link in my blog post wherein I'll summarize all these all this content, and that you can find in my website manishabhattacharya.com. There I'll give the link where you can get this book. It's an amazing book, guys. It is a must read book if you are having the habit of procrastination. That is to, in Hindi mein we say talofy, so to postpone doing things. मेरा सर और खान पेन करता है. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that kind of a session. So maybe if you are if you're here for time management, then it will be helpful. I didn't understand that question. Okay, so moving on. So the next thing is, when you do a to-do list, I'm going to talk about more on the to-do list and in the method of applications, just before the mindset, which is very important. So do stay till the end of the session to understand a proper mindset which is required. So when we do the to-do list, we like, you know, ticking the list in the to-do list, yeah, and typically we take up those tasks which we find it will be easily done, so that we have number of ticks in our to-do list is more, yeah, that's kind of a satisfaction which we get. But I tell you what, we typically tend to ignore the ugliest looking task, which eventually is the most important task that we had to finish in our to-do list. That's a fun part of it. So the whole Eat That Frog talks about, take that one task which is the ugliest looking in your to-do list and then finish it first. Yeah. So once you're done with the task, I know there will be not too many ticks in your to-do list, but at least you would have finished the most important task. That is one thing which has helped me. So I am still learning and I'm still improvising in this particular area. I was a huge procrastinator. If you get a chance, you can also read or you can also see the TEDx video talk of Into the Mind of a Procrastinator. I would also share this link. It is amazing and there's so much to learn and know from there, how you can not be a procrastinator. Okay, so now let me quickly revise. We'll recall. The first tip is respect time, time will respect you back. The second is eat that frog or do not procrastinate. The third is quality over quantity. What is quality over quantity? It is nothing but budgeting time. Yeah. So what is budgeting time? We know there's a saying called time is money. What does it mean? Like, we break up and we say how much we have spent, what is your expenditure, what is your income, what's your balance. Similarly, you should also do along with time. Very important. We do not break times into smaller chunks or smaller modules. We tend to see that, okay, it is 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 10:15, 10:30, 10:45 and then 11 o'clock. But the whole aspect is within this 10 to 11, we have 60 minutes to do so many things. Yeah, so that eventually I'll tell you how we can, break down the tasks, break down time into smaller chunks, so that we can utilize that 1 hour effectively and productively. Okay, so with this week I come to the end of sharing the 3 tips. Now moving on to the step-by-step method. But before going on to the step-by-step method, I would like to share with you a small thing from my screen. Okay, so can you see? Okay, so this is basically my goal, my life's goal. Okay, so this keeps changing. I mean, it will change. My goal, this was not probably 10 years before, this wouldn't have been my goal. I'm not sure whether 10 years down the lane this will still remain my goal. But the crux of it is, you should have a goal listed down. I will have a separate session, because I also came to know that how you should derive a goal so that you do justice to all aspects of your life. So there will be a session probably next to that, where I'll be talking about goal setting and how you can achieve your goal. So this is basically my goal, which I had written down, I think, couple years ago, that what is that I want to achieve in my life. Now, like they say, a goal without an action item or an action point is just a wish. Yeah. So if you want to achieve a particular goal, you will have to write down in step-by-step method how you're going to achieve that particular goal. For example, I'll share you one such thing. If you can see over here, my goal is to be a healthy person. Now, if I have to become a healthy person, what is that I have to do? I have to exercise. I'll have to eat more vegetables, I'll have to eat more fruits, cut down outside eating and stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. So, write down what is the steps that you have to take for achieving your goal. This apart, will not get into the details of goal setting. Yeah, but basically why I am sharing you with all these things. I'll share one more. If to become a more calmer person, what is that if my goal is to become a more calmer person, so I have listed down the action item that I should follow to achieve my goal. Now, we all take resolutions at the beginning of the year. Yeah. So, what is that which triggers the resolution in you? Yeah, there should be some motivation for the resolution that you are taking. For me, the motivation is nothing but the goal which I have set for myself. Okay, so this is my motivation, and I derive my resolutions based on the action items I have planned from the goal. I have a resolution, say for example, I have some resolution which I have taken for the year 2020. How do I achieve that resolution? I would be able to achieve that resolution if I further break it down into what I want to achieve in which month of the year. So basically what I do is, say for example, for the month of April, I write down what I want to achieve, the top 4 things that I want to achieve in the month of April, the top 4 things I want to achieve in the month of May. Okay, so now we will quickly discuss a step-by-step method by which you can manage your time, eventually achieve your resolution, eventually achieve your goal and your higher purpose of life. Yeah, so it's as simple. If you are into project management, or if you are working, even if you are not working, even if you are at home, you would know a bigger task has to be broken down into smaller tasks, and then we need to target only what we have to do, finish in a day. Yeah, so now the first step is goal setting. You have already done the goal setting. The second step is plan top 4 things that you want to do in a month. Yeah, write down at the beginning of the month. That is the second step. The third step is, so it might also happen, before I move to the third step, it might also happen that I finish all the 4 in the first week of the month. Yeah, basically the reason for choosing 4 thing in a month is that I have 4 weeks, so that I can equally spread doing one thing at 1 week. Yeah, so the third thing is, when you are planning it for the day, yeah, take top 5 things that you want to achieve, that you want to finish in that particular day. Prioritize them, assign a particular amount of time that you think that task will take, and don't come below half an hour of time. Okay, so restrict it to an hour and more. Okay, when you're planning it for the day, top 5 tips or top 5 tasks that you want to finish in a day, prioritize, put some amount that you think each task will take, don't go below half an hour's time. So that is the next step. Going on to the next step, that is the step number, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the step number 5, while performing the step. Now that you have planned, you have to perform your step. Now you have to perform your task to achieve the day's whatever target you have taken for yourself. While performing, very important guys, please pay close attention. While performing, break down your time into smaller fractions of, say, minutes. Yeah, when I'm in kitchen and I have to do something else in a very short period of time, finish the kitchen work and then do something else at a very short period of time, I ask my son or husband, tell me the exact time. Excuse me. So if they say 10:47, so I ask them to tell me the exact time. So I target what I'm going to finish by 10:48, what I'm going to finish by 10:49, what I'm going to finish by 10:50. So while performing the task, break down the time into further smaller units and then utilize each units to the fullest. That's when you realize, guys, that you will realize that it is very important to utilize each minute of your time that you are utilizing to achieve what you want to achieve in your life. So this is just an example of how I break my time. So this is a basic planning of the day wherein I have not gone below half an hour of time. So this I like to do it every day in the morning. This becomes it becomes more structured, and then you know what has to be done at the end of the day. Yeah. The sixth step is, while performing, you are breaking it into smaller steps. Now the sixth step is revisit and reprioritize. You have written the plan for the day. You have top 5 things you want to achieve. You have written, prioritized it in the morning. Yeah. Now you have to revisit it at least twice. Once in the afternoon, once in the evening. Yeah, so that it might happen that you have you when you're there in the afternoon, when you look into a list, you find that you will be able to achieve only 3 things out of that 5 things. That's okay, don't kill yourself for that. Yeah, in that 3 things, prioritize and then see what you want to finish by the end of the day. So revisit once in the afternoon, revisit once in the evening. So it is just to take the stock of the situation. Okay, so now with this you will be able to eventually finish the task that you have allocated for yourself by the end of the day, and eventually reaching your daily plan, eventually reaching your goal for the month, eventually reaching your resolution and the life's goal and the life's purpose. It is as simple as that. So I hope this step by step method will help you, and trust me, if you do this for say for example, if you continuously practice it for a month, you will definitely see an improvement. If not 5%, at least 8 to 10% of improvement in your productivity level you will see in yourself. I will summarize all the step-by-step activity, all the step-by-step method in my blog. So I will put all the information over there. In case if you have any question, you can type it over here. I will try to answer. Else, I am always available in my email ID bhattacharya.manisha@gmail.com. Okay, so now we saw the 3 tips. Now we also saw the step-by-step method by which you can achieve your goal of life. Now, very important thing is the mindset, having the right mindset for managing time effectively. I am not the first person who is talking about time management. There are numerous amount of book which is written, various article, many well learned people, they are talking about time management, how to effectively utilize time. All these things, any method, any tips, any tricks will not work if we don't have a right mindset. Now you must be thinking, what is that right mindset? A right mindset is, okay, before I move into the right mindset, let me tell you, how many of you guys, how many of us have told that I am very busy today, I don't even have the time to die. Yeah, we keep telling it to ourselves. I am very busy. मेरे पास बहुत सारे काम करने हैं, ये करने हैं, वो करने, मेरे पास time ही नहीं है, I don't have time. We say this so passionately to ourselves, not only to ourselves, we also say it to people around us. We say it to our family, we say it to our friends, whoever calls us, we say that. We are so passionately talking about this that we are affirming it on a very deeper level. So affirming it on a very deeper level. So that is what is eventually going to be true. If you are telling yourself so passionately that you don't have time, eventually you are not going to have time. So what do we need over here? A positive mindset is nothing but having a positive vocabulary, how you talk to yourself. Sankalp se Srishti. Okay, Sankalp se Srishti, Sankalp se Siddhi. Once whatever we think, we become. Whatever is our thought process, we talk like that. Yeah, very important to see what you are doing, what thought processes you are creating inside you, and how are you talking to others with that thought process. So first, let us change the vocabulary. So instead of saying that I am busy, let's say that, so that's my son, he is peeping from there. So instead of saying the vocabulary I am busy, let's say I am easy. Instead of saying I am busy, let's say I am easy. Whenever you are in a hurry, whenever you feel that you are running behind your schedule, instead of getting panic, say to yourself, I am easy. Whenever you think of saying, or whenever you want to say that I don't have time, I absolutely don't have time, tell yourself, I have enough time to finish all my work properly. Yeah, just as an example, I'll tell you. So I had another session at 2 o'clock, which I went live in Facebook as well with the same topic. So my plan was to finish preparing the lunch. Hi Ashwini, thanks for joining. My plan was to finish the lunch by say around 11:30, and then I wanted to take bath, freshen up, and then I thought of practicing a little bit. So at least by 1:30 I should be fully prepared to go for the live at 2 o'clock in Facebook. But life, things does not always happen like you have planned. So my husband, he said, or my son also, he said that it's been ages we didn't go out, let's go to the terrace. Okay, so now going outside of the house, you know, now it's like going for the war. Mask, hand gloves, sanitizers. So going, coming back, taking bath, it all took good 1 hour 15 minutes. So all my plan went for a toss. Yeah. So now I was running behind schedule for 1.5 hours. I was running behind schedule. I was constantly telling myself, I am easy, I have enough time to finish all my work. But you know, that panic will always try to overtake your positivity. That is when you will have to, be calm and then tell yourself, constantly remind yourself of all these positive affirmations. So this is basically the mindset shift that you have to have. This is basically the vocabulary shift that you have to have if you want to, manage time by following the steps that I just mentioned and following the tips that I just mentioned. So with this, this is what was my plan for the session. In case if you have any question, you can type it over here. I would put this video in my YouTube as well, and I would also write down in the blog. So eventually this is my second session of why I fail, what I learned. I will have a few more sessions. So typically I had 10 topics that I wanted to talk, and all those things I am going to have it in a section, put it in the blog post, and then share it with you guys. So my learning, I want to put it across to everybody so that you get benefited. Okay, so do check out my blog in my website manishabhattacharya.com. If you're interested, you can look into the my offerings, help offered section. So since I am a trained image consultant and a practicing soft skill trainer, if you would want help in some aspects of your life where you think I'll be able to help, do contact me. I'd be glad to help. So with this, I conclude the session. Thank you so much for all of you who took time from the busy schedule. I know this is weekend and this is a very personalized timing where you don't want to spend in such activities, but thank you so much for everybody who joined, and have a very nice weekend. Do you write your to-do list on a piece of paper or on a diary? No, I don't write it in a piece of paper. I have seen that if you do it in the piece of paper, I don't respect it much. So like I had put it there. So this is the picture which is there on the screen is coming from this book. So you see, I keep writing it in this. So this is my weekly plan. I'm not sure. Okay, and this is my daily to-do list. And I keep writing it and striking it out. So you can keep a separate journal or book for writing your to-do list. Yeah. So this becomes that it just gives you a little more respect for the to-do list. That is my personal opinion. So try doing that. Keep a separate book for writing your to-do list. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, you can always reach up to me. I'd be glad to help, and thank you so much for taking out time, and have a blessed day. Bye.